Hi, this is Mr. Cardoso, and in this video we are going to look at some examples of how to solve two equations in two unknowns. Now, typically the unknowns can be any letters, but let's just use for our first example x and y. So we'll have y equals 7x minus 9, and our second equation will have y equals 9x plus 1. Okay, so there are a couple of methods. Before, let's just get it straight. We are looking for x, and we are looking for y. Those are the two things we are trying to find. With one equation and two unknowns, you cannot solve for two unknowns, so we need another equation with the same two unknowns. So notice that we have x and y in both of them. So let's just change the color here for the solution. For the solution, there are a couple of different methods. Let's have method 1 in green. And the first method we're going to use is called substitution. Okay, so what substitution requires is taking one of the equations. And so let's take the first equation. Let's number the equations here. We have equation number 1 and equation number 2. So let's take the first equation, y equals 7x minus 9. Okay, and so this is equation number 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take equation number 2 and substitute. So if all of this 9x plus 1 is equal to y, then that means that this can be substituted for y in this equation. So I'm going to say this is going to be 9x plus 1 equals 7x minus 9. So the right side here didn't change. What changed was the left side. What I did was I took the 9x plus 1, which is equal to y, and substituted it in for y. So we replace y with 9x plus 1 because they are equal. Okay, now we have just one unknown. We have eliminated y from the equation. So now we have x on both sides, and now it's a matter of collecting like terms on the same side and then solving. So I'm going to collect the x terms on this side and bring the positive 7x to the left side. It becomes negative 7x. And then I have negative 9, which remains on that side, so the sign stays the same. And plus 1 goes to the other side, it becomes minus 1. Okay, now 9x minus 7x gives me 2x equals minus 9 minus 1 gives me negative 10. And then I have to divide by 2, and I have x equal to negative 5. Okay, so we have part of our solution here. So we can actually erase the question mark. Okay, and now we need to solve for y. Now, in order to solve for y, we take our solution for x and we can plug it into either equation number 1 or equation number 2, whichever one you want. So sub in x equals negative 5 into equation number 2. The reason I picked equation number 2 to sub in is because there's no negatives, and so it might be a little bit easier. But you could sub into 1 and you will get the same answer. So I get y equals 9x plus 1. That's equation number 2. Now I'm going to sub in for x. So y equals 9 minus 5 plus 1, which gives me negative 45 plus 1, which is negative 44, and that's y. Okay, so I have that solution, and so I can erase the question mark here, and now I have negative 44. So this is my solution to the problem. And this is how we solve using the substitution method. So you notice with the substitution method, we write y in terms of x in this case, and then we can replace y in the first equation or the other equation with what we're substituting in. So thereby eliminating the y from the equation and having only x's. Okay, so we're substituting as our means to solving. We solve for the one variable, which in this case is x. Once we solve for the one variable, we substitute it into the either equation, and then we can solve for the other variable, which in this case is y. Okay, in the next video, we will talk about another method to solving the same problem, which is the elimination method.